Hello everyone. My name is Devika Anand. I welcome you all to Tech Talks. The topic of today is breaking barriers, women in leadership role. Today we have with us Vijaylakshmi. Vijaylakshmi is AVP Analytics with a leading credit card financing company. She was an excellent student. She is BTech from IIT Roorkee, and she has several years of experience in leadership role, in cross-functional team management, in project management, and handling complex data as a data scientist. So I welcome you, Vijayalakshmi, to Tech Talks.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Devika, for inviting me for this session. I'm
You're
feeling
welcome.
quite very overwhelmed with this response. Thank you.
Okay. So, Vijay Lakshmi, we can just start with this topic that is women in leadership role. So, first, I want to ask you about your journey. Like, you were always loving mathematics and statistics that you got into analytics. How did you start your journey in the field of analytics?
Okay. So basically, I'm a BTech from chemical engineering.
Right.
So yeah. So during my BTech, I did some projects around Scilab,
Okay.
which was a IIT Bombay initiative. During that time, I kind of picked up some interest in coding. And
Okay.
then over the time after my BTech, I entered into a private company, which was kind of a startup only into analytics. And over there, I was working primarily on the retail analytics.
Okay.
So over there, I kind of solved a lot of problems related to the uh, store optimization, customer engagement, customer journey, and it was very much interesting to understand like how you can kind of predict things just with the data. Like you can
Right.
predict what the customer is going to buy next. If you have n number of stores, how do you manage it? Like if you have some lease coming up, whether you want to renew it or you want to close down the stores, like all this decision can be made just with the data, and you can also predict like even if I close down the store, when would I reach my break even and everything. So that
Right.
kind of interested me. So I then went for MBA, executive MBA with FMS.
Yes.
The main purpose of going there was like while I was doing MBA, while I was doing my job, I felt that I'm doing the analysis, but at the end of the day, I'm not able to look at the 360 degree impact of it,
Right.
right? So this kind of like the experience in the MBA kind of gave me an light around like how changes in one department is going to impact another department. And
Right.
like everyone watching this video, or like everyone who is at the early stage of their career also, they might be aiming to become a C-suite executive someday, right? And to
Exactly.
reach at that level, you will definitely need to know the overall organization performance, and like
That's
how your each and every decision is going to make impact in the organizational performance, right? So that kind of
true.
view you can get only when you are into analytics.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, like analytics and data science, this has been very, very important these days in all fields, even in HR also. You see HR analytics again for predicting so many things, turnover and
Yes,
all that. Right, that's true.
agree.
So that is how you got into analytics. And what about your leadership role? Like it has been several years now that you're into leadership role. So people management, when you find that it is really interesting and when it becomes very challenging, which point
Okay.
of time?
Right. So I have around 7 years of experience as a leadership, as in the leadership role itself. So one thing I found interesting was like mentoring the people, because when you have a task which you have to do, you do it one way. But when you're mentoring someone, you have two-way communication, as in
Right,
you suggest something and the other person comes up with a new idea. So it's kind of a two-way learning.
right,
That's one interesting part. And the second thing is like when you provide the mentorship, you kind of design your own cohort, your own team to perform your tasks,
right,
right? But it becomes overwhelming at times because like basically what happens is the people come from different culture, different mindset. So
correct,
having them come into a single mindset is quite a difficult task, because some people might be kind of an individual contributor where they want to just showcase their work. They don't
right,
care whether the other person is able to do the work or not. So
right,
cultivating the teamwork mindset is a very difficult task. That's the place
Yeah.
where I feel little difficulty.
Right.
But like with time, you get that experience.
You gain that experience and you start explaining them that why teamwork is important, and though individual contribution
No,
is
no, I
important.
don't explain them. Rather, what I do is I kind of assign tasks where they have to kind of share their work with other person.
Exactly.
Right, yeah. So
Practically they
ultimately, once
learn.
they, yeah, so once they share their work, it's kind of a to and fro activity. Ultimately, the team bonding becomes stronger. And
Strong.
also, I used to tell them like I don't care about the number of hours spent. I care about the quality of work. So every day I ask them like if you could finish your work by 6 p.m., then we can take a break from 6 to 8 p.m. like the entire
Yeah.
2 hour break. I don't mind
Right.
about it. So for that purpose, what they do is like if someday someone is not able to finish some work, the other person will come proactively and then take up their work and then help them
Wow.
complete.
So
So
that's like a great team bonding, and then
yeah,
team
that kind
dynamic
of
that
drives
plays
it.
an important role in productivity.
Yes.
That's true. And what about what do you think, like work pattern of men and women, how it is different when they go to leadership role, like working style of men and women? Do you find that it is different, or is it just not different? It depends from person to person,
See,
not gender.
specifically when we talk about the leadership style, it's kind of a personal choice, like not about men versus women. Even within women, within men, individually, everyone acts differently. But
Right.
one thing that I have found in women is that they have more empathy as
Right.
compared to men. And the reason being is that, for example, when I was in the early days of my career, I used to take leaves every month due to my
Okay.
menstrual problems. Right, I
Right.
used to have the backbone pain. But
Right.
my manager was male and he was unable to understand that. So after 2 months, when I went for the third month's leave, he was like, Vijaya, this should not be the case. Like, you should not take
Right.
so many leaves often. But right now, I have a women manager. She's very understanding. Like, even if I just tell her, like, I have so and so problem, she can completely understand, like, what I'm going through. She's very, very supportive throughout those kind of situations. Even when I have my daughter, right now I have a 3-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
and it's because of my manager that I'm able to take up so many tasks, because I know even if I'm stuck somewhere, I can just go and take her help. So that kind of gives me confidence and I can take more work. So
Exactly.
so that's something I think even if men learn how to empathize with their subordinates, then it will be a better workplace.
Better one. It's a better alternative because you try to understand that, problems of the other person, and you
Yeah,
find the way out, and they are still motivated to work, and they give their 100% to the work.
yeah.
And what about your work-life balance? Like you're saying, you have 3-year-old daughter now. So,
Mhm.
and you are in leadership role also. So you have to give your 100% to your office work and also to your family. So how do you strike a balance between the two?
Okay, so the work-life balance part differs at different stage of your career. So
Right.
during the early and the mid stage, what happens is like you need to kind of prioritize your tasks. You have to kind of every day when you start your work, it will take hardly 5 minutes to just put up a list like what all tasks you have, and then you can kind of segregate into urgent and important, like kind of make a matrix. Whichever is urgent and important, just complete
Right.
them first, and then important, not urgent, and so on, right?
Right.
So that will kind of give you a flexibility on which task you can like postpone it for later. So
Right.
that's one part. So that's how you deal with it when you are in the early stage of the career. But during the later part of the career where you have your family and everything, at that stage, one, you will have to anyways do that prioritization. But along with that, you should not go for a typical work life balance. When I say typical work life balance, say if you're like if you have a mindset like I have a 8 to 5 work, so apart from 8 to 5 I'm not going to work. No,
Mm.
that's not possible because I'm managing a team. I need to review my team's work and I need to attend a lot of calls. So what I do is I know I need to spend 9 hours for my office. So
Right.
I do it in a patch format. For example, I know I have some calls at 11 o'clock. So I'll take a break from 6 to 8 in between
Okay.
where I can like feed my baby, I can put her to sleep, or like in the morning slot also, I know this is the time when my child comes back from school, I can like spend some time with her. So this
Right.
is something I have clearly communicated to my manager that I'm not eating up my working hours. I'm just reallocating the times. So
Correct.
that's kind
Correct.
of helping me in that sense. And the second thing is your family. Like I am very open about discussing my problems with my family. Like
Right.
whenever I feel a lot of because it's not like always a happy place at work. Sometimes we
Right.
have a lot of work pressure. So I am very upfront in discussing those things with my husband. That these are the times like I need a month or 15 days time to complete this project. I need your help. So he's able to understand it, and then for those 15 days he is able to support me. And similarly, I also support him. So this is something where women have to kind of be very explicit about going and reaching out for help. And if
Correct.
there is a case where your family members cannot help, then seek help outside, like either hire someone or seek help outside. But definitely call out the problems. If you don't call it out, if you think like the other person will understand it, no, that's not going to happen. They also
That's
have
right.
their own
You have to
hectic
communicate. You have
schedule.
to clearly tell about your problems.
Yes.
Right. Then only there'll be a solution. Okay,
Yes.
and with this only the next question comes up that there are so many women after maybe child or maybe after marriage they go into sabbatical for a couple of years or maybe 2 3 years something. So after that, when they plan to come back, it sometimes becomes very difficult for them. And there are returnship programs offered by companies, but
Right.
do you think that really it is going to help them, or they go very back in their career and how they have to,
No, as
welcome back?
in some people I have really seen like they get very low on confidence that they don't even feel like applying to some place. Like they
Exactly.
themselves decide like I'm not suitable for this position, or
Exactly.
my life schedule will not allow me to work. So
Right.
the very first thing is like you need to have confidence in yourself. Second,
Right.
when I tried to correlate with me, I took a break okay. At that time I had this feeling that whenever I go back I need to be updated, I need to be up to date with the industry. Otherwise when I go back my manager will definitely say, okay Vijaya, go and take some light projects because you cannot work. So what I did
Right.
was I was in constantly in touch with one of my colleague. So I
Hmm.
used to talk with him every weekend just to
Okay.
understand what he is working on. Although I'm not
Okay.
working, but at least I'm up to like I'm
In touch with
updated
him.
with the task. Like okay, these kind of analysis are going in, and
Right.
although I don't look at his codes or everything, but I just try to understand like okay, what did you do? How did you approach the problem statement, everything. And
Right.
by the end of my, if you'll be surprised to know, like by the end of my maternity leave, I rang up to my manager. I asked him that I want to pursue MBA from FMS, and
Hmm.
I wanted his NOC for that, right? Because it
Okay.
was during my office hours. So he
Right.
said, Vijay, if you go for like 3 hours, like out of office, then you have to spend the 3 hours in the midnight. I said, I'm completely okay with that. He said, I have seen all the women coming back and then asking for a light load, but you are asking for more load. I said,
Yes.
that's okay. Like I have confidence in me. So I can do
Okay.
it because I was updated. So I just
Right.
said, I'm okay, and I really want a entirely new project which I will handle end to end by myself. I was very
Okay.
confident about it. I took it and it was quite hectic. I took help from my family, but it was successful. Like after coming back from maternity, I spent three months in that project, and then I went up to my manager again. I told him that I feel my salary is below the market level. I want a salary correction, and he did it. Generally,
Oh,
people don't do it, but he did it because he saw my
you could
performance,
see you are
that
doing
I
it
was able
well.
to. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like if you lose your confidence, then everything is gone.
Right.
If you are on a break, it's fine. If it's okay to take a break, but you can spend some time to be updated with some skills. Like you don't have to wait for those return to work programs. You can do it online. These days, everything is available online, right? So you
That's right.
can kind of upskill yourself, be updated by having connect with your ex colleagues and so on.
That is very true. So that is the best way that during sabbatical also you keep yourself updated, and then after that also you are very confident that you will be able to handle the things. Then
Yeah,
only. So mostly women are facing this issue because they are not very confident that they won't
exactly. The
get support
confidence
from
is
the
the thing.
family or from the office, or maybe they are not confident about themselves also.
One of my subordinate, she had her first baby just a year back, and then after her maternity leave, she just came back to me and then said, "Vijay, I am planning to resign because I feel like I need to devote my time for my child because she is very young." I said,
Yes.
"You can take some more leave, that's fine, but
Yeah.
don't quit your career
Right.
because, like on the long run, whenever your child grows up." She will not know that child will not know that why did my mom quit the job, she will
Right.
always think like, okay, my mom is a housewife. If I need any career suggestion, I need to go and reach out to uncle or auntie. So that's
Right.
not something any mom will
Exactly.
want, right? So you have to be
Exactly.
your role. You have to be the role model for your kid.
For your kid also. That is
Yeah.
very true. Okay, and then so that means that basically financial independence is very important for women, irrespective of the circumstances, whether they belong to very elite family or something, or whether middle class. Financial importance is something that every woman should look up to for themselves. Do you
Yeah.
believe that's
Yeah.
very
Yeah. I do.
important?
So I definitely feel like financial independence is very, very important because, one, you can spend your money the way you want. You don't have to answer anyone. Point one.
Yes,
Point number two is like, at least in Indian mentality, if once a woman gets married, like she's completely dependent upon their in-laws, right?
exactly.
So if you have your own finance, you don't have to be dependent upon them, whether you want to pursue higher studies, or in some cases, even you will not be vulnerable to abuses also from the
Right.
in-laws if you
Correct.
have your independence, right? And there are some cases where people go and become housewives, and then on the long run, whether if their partners leave them or if the partner gets expired or so, they get into a lot of trouble all of a sudden. So if they
Correct.
have their financial independence, they can survive all ups and downs.
That is
So
very
it's
true.
really important for any woman to be financially
To be
independent.
financially independent. That's correct.
Yeah.
So finally, when I want to just end this with one last question, that you are striving a perfect balance between your family and your work, and then you're in a leadership role. You are managing so many people. So what is your success mantra? Though we have discussed a lot of things, and I assume that many of our viewers would also be able to tell that those must be your, like one of them being your confidence. What else?
Okay.
Is this
So one is, I already talked about the work-life balance. How do I balance it?
right?
One most important thing that I do is like, recently I joined a new company. So
Right.
whenever I join a new company or whatever, I have this 6 month aggressive, 3 month snooze phase, and 3 month
Okay.
pickup phase. So it's
Great.
like whenever I'm joining a company, I'm like, I don't expect my manager to like ask me to sit late and work. I sit proactively to understand the entire concepts of that business, so that once I am well aware of the domain knowledge and all the prerequisites, it will be
Right.
easy for me to do the rest of the job, right? So
Correct.
for the initial 6 months, I keep on like spending more time for office, be it weekend or whatever. I spend weekends also for my office to upskill myself as per the market requirements and so on. And then for the next 3 months, I kind of get that relaxed phase. Like neither I do focus on that upskilling or anything. I strive more for work-life balance, and I reach to a point after that 6 months that whatever the task they assign to me, I try to complete them within 1 or 2 hours of the office hours.
Okay.
I become efficient by doing that in the initial 6 months. And after that rest phase, I again pick up for the next 3 months, as in kind of picking up the new skills and then
Okay.
becoming aggressive again. So
Yeah.
during this phase, I know like after this 1 year period, I need to go and pitch for my next promotion or my next like my next level role, be it
Right.
whether in the same company or in other company. But
Right.
I at least have that alert. So I do it this way. So it kind of helps me in growing, as well as having a balance of like work life balance, as well as the aggressive phase, because I know for 6 months I'll be aggressive, so I keep my husband updated that these 6 months are going to be little
I'm going
hectic
to be
for me.
very busy with my
Yeah,
work. Right.
exactly. And the rest of the 3 months, I tell him like, I have a lot of time, don't worry, you just focus on your work, I'll take care of everything. So it's
Right.
kind of like helping each
Striving
other.
a balance that way.
Yes.
So striving a balance and maintaining that, that is I mean, the success mantra that
Yes.
you would suggest anyone.
Yeah, and upskill always. Like at least in
Upskilling.
IT area, if you don't upskill yourself every 6 months, then you'll become obsolete.
That's true. That's 100% true. So thank you so much, Vijayalakshmi, for spending your time and sharing with us such beautiful insights and such great information. I think it's going to help a lot of women out there, and especially those who are into sabbatical and all. So that was great spending time with you. Thank you so much, Vijayalakshmi. That's
Thank
all for
you.
Tech Talks today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Have a
bye.
great day. Bye.
Thank you. Same here. Bye.